over from there. And Fred, I'm also going to make you a host so that you have.
Super. Hey, I just sent you a PDF, Tiff. If I know, one day you're going to do a Zoom with me. Just show me. Here's how to. I know how to do it, but it's, by the time you close the windows and move around. So if you don't mind, I just sent you. So when I say share it, we can share it.
Yeah, I've got you.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. How in the world are you?
Fantastic. Could not be.
Good morning.
Amazing. Good morning, Fred.
Good morning.
Tiffany's right. Tiffany's right. When you see the
morning.
videos, good morning. You see it's energy. I mean, look at Maria and they're working out, look at, and you got Dave in there doing his workout, and they've got people drinking coffee. It's fun. And and Kathy Grandel, and Jessica Baskets, just because you all may have the morning hair or the workout hair, whatever, you still turn the camera on. We're real. We're all real. And look at Casanine, is it? Doran? Look at those cars in that background there. Is that your real cars? Casanine, is that your cars there? The garage picture? Am I saying your name right?
Almost.
Are they your cars? I like those cars, man. Anyway, well, good to see you all. I'm excited about this morning, as I am every Wednesday. The topic this morning is near and dear to my heart because I'm a specialist at it. I'm a master at it, and that is struggling, as we all are. So I'm going to get right into it. So let me open up my PowerPoint here. But first, before I do that, I need to share my screen. Share screen. Share sound. Share. Here we go. All right, let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. And we're going to pop this open and we're going to get rolling. And I'm going to hide these controls. Hide controls. Here we go. Hide video. No, hide controls. So where are they? I know it. They're here somewhere. There we go. All right, perfect. Now, get rid of that. Now we're ready to rock and roll. Nope, they came back. Wait a second. Yeah. Oh, here they are. That's it. Perfect. Now we got it. Anyway, we were on a topic about the future self. The last week and the week before, it's a path that we're on, and I've got a real struggle in the last 10 days, 2 weeks. And the struggle is, how come so many of us struggle? I've had some really tough coaching calls. One got so tough, it got really tough. I'll just leave it at that. And my loved one, my family member, it got so tough, they cut the Zoom out on me. They hung up on me because I wanted to get across to them that they were fighting with themselves, that they were ready to give up, that the business was not good or bad out there, it was good or bad in here, and that they were creating this mess from their struggle, and they were struggling with it. This whole idea of struggle, to make strenuous or violent efforts in the face of difficulties or opposition, struggling with the problem. I wrote a manuscript in 1999, 2000, 1989, 1990, never published it. Still, watch what you think in your head, and you start thinking and starting to create something. Because I wrote a manuscript called Success, the Artful Management of Failures and Setbacks. I wrote the manuscript 1990. I wasn't happy with it. So I didn't know what I had sent that message out there. And God must have heard me, said, "Oh, you think you know something? Let me teach you something." So it's been a work in progress ever since. And that is Success, the Artful Management of Failures and Setbacks. Some of you know my personal story. And, but you don't need to make it strenuous, or violent efforts when you have some difficulties or oppositions. And struggling with the problem. The problem is they're just all temporary. They're all temporary. And that's what we do. We kind of wrestle with them. And, you know, as we say, you know, this Soulful Wednesday thing is all about unlearning, right? It's a thought reversal system. And that it is well with your soul. And there's a giant kingdom inside it. All these lions and tigers and bears that we fight in our lives are imaginary and illusional, like the person I was coaching and I said, wait a minute, you're on the defense. And a lot of times when people hang out with their coach or they get somebody that they think's up here, they again, it's illusionary. I was on, even yesterday, someone very sweet, wonderful, you know, fairly new with my group. And I could just tell, she said, oh, well, she tried it before we got on. And she was, I knew she had to struggle with it. And I said, so, listen, our coaching is about us teaching each other and learning from each other. I'm not getting on these calls and trying to see, hey, are you perfect? Are you, you know, do you got this? Because I want to see you fail, you know, because that's the way I'm going to know where you need it the most. So we have this image that we've got to live up to something, and we just struggle with our struggling. We struggle with the problems, and we got to stop that. We got to understand ourselves a whole lot better. And I keep saying that because otherwise this is where we end up. And when you look at these statistics, you know, where do you fall in this chart? You know, and all this is a result of people struggling with struggle, people that are failing, not because of reality, but failing because they accept the failure. They become the failure and they own the failing. And it's opportunity. So we got to learn how to balance the struggle and make that struggle make us strong. You know, I kind of named this up here at the top, struggle or strengthen. Either you're a creator of energy or a creator of chaos. And when you start struggling with your struggling, you're creating chaos and not energy. And a struggle can create energy. So where are you on this chart? Where are you on this chart? And what's really sad, if you're not making, if an individual or family is not earning 150,000 or more a year, it's very difficult for them to ever get ahead in a substantial way where they don't have to labor the rest of their lives. And to really have freedom and time freedom and to be able to do those things that most of us dream about, right? I mean, this is a sad statistic. When you look at it, only 18% of the people are 150,000 or more in the United States. The statistics say that 80% of all Americans are only 2 months away from total financial bankruptcy. In other words, if all your income dropped off, most American families wouldn't survive after about 2 months if they had zero income coming in. Why is that? And it's not because of reality. It's like obesity, you know, obesity 40, 50%. Is it because of lack of information? No. Is it a lack of resources? No. Is it a lack of whatever? No. In our industry, you know, I keep talking about the average agent in America earns only $42,000 a year, 44,000, whatever the exact number is. The average, but the average CRS, certified residential specialist, earns over 100,000 a year. So why, you know, so it's not a lack of education. It's a matter of what we do with it and what we do with these struggles. Here we struggle, but we don't go get the education, or we don't go get the information to help us energize our struggles and turn our struggles into energy instead of chaos. Well, you know, I've got these links in here for you when I share this with you. I love this, you know, you just Google everything, right? So when you look at struggle in a way, what does it mean to struggle? End your struggle for success. You grow when you struggle. Well, that's not true. It depends on what you do with the struggle. If you have failures and setbacks and you don't artfully manage them, you're not going to grow. And I do agree that they're there to make you stronger. But most of us, we give in to them. I love some of this, plan A, plan B, plan C. And that's the way life is. Trust your struggle. Trust your struggle. Life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. I don't care what it is. I lost a sister to pancreatic cancer. She was diagnosed the day after her husband passed away. I was in the room with her when the doctors told her they didn't have good news. That was a struggle. But I said, what can this family do with this? And then just last Wednesday, I came out with a great presentation, all just the next day to learn that my other sister was rushed to the emergency room with pneumonia in both lungs and COVID. And on Saturday, they were this close to making a decision to put her on the ventilator. And I said, wow. And I just went quiet, and I didn't understand it. I don't, and I didn't beg God for anything. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than COVID. I went quiet and started seeking and saying, wow. Friday night, I went out and had a very expensive dinner to celebrate her and celebrate and send good vibes and good energy, and just trying to say, hey, what is this all about? And then fortunately, just 2 days ago, she came home and released 10 days earlier than they thought they were going to be able to release her. She's still having a little bit of a tough time, but not in critical care. But I didn't struggle with that struggle. I let that struggle just kind of just sit there, and I try to find the strength within and said, okay, what can I do with this? What can I do with this? And it was real. You look over here, the struggle is real, but what can I do with it, right? And how can it strengthen me? And just because we're struggling doesn't mean you're failing. Your life is eternal. I mean, she was failing, her health was failing. It looked like it was gonna end. But that doesn't mean she was failing, because life is eternal, and we're going back to love right where we came from. So we got to figure out how to stop struggling with our struggling, because that's what I keep seeing, and that's what I'm struggling with. There's so many giving into the struggle. So I want to help you. So let's go here. How can we turn this into the strength? And when you look at this, when we talk about strength, put in the chat for me, when I talk about strength, what do you think of? What's the first thing you think of when I say strength? You got to have more strength. What do you think of? Put it in the chat box for me. And someone read them out to me, because my screen's blocking it. I don't want to stop sharing.
Never give up.
Never give up. Okay, keep going. Yep. As you're on that treadmill, good. Don't give up. Anybody else? What do you think of strength? And here's the problem. Watch. This is the problem. When we think of, and this is why so many of us stay in these percentages, is because our image, and George did a good point yesterday where he says when we're not hitting our goals and we feel that we're failing, but here's when we think of strength. This is what we think of this year. We think we got to be the best. We got to think we got to, this is what, when you typed in, all I typed in was strengthen, and this is what I got. And folks, most of us, I sure don't look like that. I don't look like that, but I look a whole lot better than most 68-year-old people. But this is what we think about. We got to be perfect, or we got to, and that's not strength. What strength is just the successful, the artful management of failures and setbacks. Is strengthening through the struggle and letting that struggle develop those muscles of stamina and that energy. I love it when people, I just chuckle when people look at 2, 3-year-olds or 4 years old and their belly hanging out, and they go, where do they get all that energy? And sometimes I just feel like, start moving, you'll find out. The more you do. Maria, do you feel energetic right now? Do you feel energetic? Yeah, because you're moving.
Absolutely.
Right? You're getting that energy. You're getting it because you're using what you already got. So that struggle produce energy in your life. And, whenever you find yourself doubting how far you can go, just remember how far you have come. Remember everything you have faced, all the battles you have won, and all the fears you have overcome. But we have so much more we can be, and so much more we can do, and so much more we can have, and not fall in these statistics. We've got 900 people in our group. How many are on this call? It's out of our group, 60 7% of us are productive. That's 3 times the national norm. And I'm still not happy with that. It breaks my heart to see those statistics. And the main reason is because we struggle with our struggle. And this is what we got to be able to let them teach us so we can generate the energy, the strength and vitality required for sustained physical or mental activity. Power derived from utilization, this is more of the science, utilization of physical or chemical resources. So when you utilize what you have, then you're going to get more of what you have. If you're struggling with your struggle and that's all you think about, guess what you're going to get more of? You're not going to get that depth that struggle can bring about. You know, when you're in a room with a loved one and you say, I don't have good news for you. I don't have good news for you. But we got to find out how we can utilize what's inside of us, because that's where the strength lies. And if not, our lives are chaotic. And that chaos produces these kind of statistics. It produces these kind of statistics. We keep getting more of what we had. And we got to change that in order to create this future self that we so desire, right? We got to, otherwise it's just constant chaos. Now, I thrive on chaos, okay? It's like people say, Fred, how do you live with all that stress? I don't have stress. I have eustress. And there's a big difference. Look it up. Matter of fact, I should have put that on here. Stress versus eustress. Stress is, you know, the watch is all out of time because the mechanism's not working right. Eustress is it's wound up just tight enough to keep time and to be exact, right on the second. That's eustress. It's that athlete going to break his record. That's eustress. So that's the difference. So we got to do these things in order to prevent the chaos in our lives and to create that future self. And I'm going to take this 4-minute clip for you. And I want this to challenge you. Whatever you're doing, please, you know, pay attention, you know, just jot down your reaction to some of these. Okay. Let me play this for you.
One of the great lessons of life is that nothing will change unless you change. Nothing will get better unless you get better. It's not about circumstance. It's not about luck. We all get the good and the bad. We all get the challenging events that arrive in our life. That's a normal part of being human. I'm talking about what you choose to do with those circumstances. If you were waiting for the economy to change, if you're waiting for your paycheck to change, waiting for your relationship to change, waiting for something to change, nothing will change. If you want change, you must change.
When you change, everything will change for you. If you want better, you must be better. And when you get better, your life will get better. You must work on yourself more than you work on anything else. You must add more value to others than anyone else does. Take a step back and look at your life closely. What can you improve? Be honest with yourself. In every area of your life, what can you improve? If you're being honest, there will be many areas you can improve. If not, you're either not human or you're lying to yourself. Commit to work on improving those areas. Remove everything unimportant in your life that could get you sidetracked from your goals and purpose. Anything that takes you further away from the life you want, eliminate it. It might be TV. It might be people in your life. It might be unhealthy habits. You know what it is. Look within. Be honest with yourself. This is your life we are talking about. Nothing is more important. Be honest with yourself. Be strong. Have the courage to live the life you want to live, regardless of what anyone else thinks. Nothing will change unless you change. Nothing will get better unless you get better. It's all about you.
The road to success is hard, but it isn't impossible unless you quit. Stick it out, suffer through, show your character, and one day they might speak of you. You, the winner. You, the champion. The one who didn't quit. The one who fought back, fought with heart, with courage.
If you're like most, you'll take the easy path. You won't take action. You won't decide right now to make a change. You won't take action right now on changing your life. But you're not like the rest. You wouldn't be listening to this if you were. Decide right now. This is it. I will take action right now. The second this ends, I'm going to set up my life to win. All things that take me further away from the life I want, out. Positive daily habits, locked in. Working on myself daily, locked in. Reading more, learning more, committing to be better every day. Lock it in. I will receive better because I will be better. I will get change because I will change.
So, let me get out of there. You wouldn't be watching this if you're not ready for change. You're on here. So, you know, we're ready for change. And what I want you to do is, again, I give this out, that I just keep this running here. I want to go here. We did this. Is this the one? No, this is, it was, yeah. This is many. This is about a year ago, maybe. Are you struggling? Are you struggling and struggler, or you're a stretcher and stretching? And if you want that income to change, and you don't want to be on that side, you know, those low percentages, then you've got to keep stretching and be a stretcher. If just again a reminder, he talked about courage, right? And again, that word cur, Latin, it means heart. And he kept saying, be honest with yourself. And this is what we got to do. When you live on this side as the thermometer, then you're gonna just keep struggling with your struggles instead of letting them stretch you and you become a stretcher. You know, as you're struggling with your struggles, you have a monkey mind versus a gold mind, right? You're all about tension relieving. That extra glass of wine, that extra bowl of ice cream, that extra TV show, that extra chilling out, that extra whatever else versus goal achieving. You know, substance abuse versus becoming a person of substance, because this is the thermometer, this is the ego, this is the thermostat, this is the soul. We've got to understand ourselves, and we've got to understand how we work. And the only way you can have heart is by having that honesty and empathy towards yourself, attitude, reserves, and tough. And by constantly, the more information that he was talking about, doing better and listening and reading. And that's why I talk about YouTube Premium and keeping the TV off. And I don't know the last time I watched TV. It's just, I've been in a new place for 2 weeks and I don't even have the cable set up. I don't care. But I've listened to hundreds of hours of YouTube because I want to live over here. I want to be the thermostat. I want to be the thermostat. I'm a unique individual, as we all are, but you came with a separate thumbprint. But if you don't live it, and you get so busy over here struggling with your struggles and not thriving and being a thriver, then you'll stay over here. And what is the result of that? I don't care whether it's right now we're only talking about income because we're all, you know, in our individual businesses. You're going to be over here. Thermostats are here. Thermometers turn it up. They turned it up, and they're over here. And there's no rules that are nothing holding you back. People with 8th grade dropout educations who were juvenile delinquents like myself have made it over here. So you can too. The people like Grant Cardone, drug addicts, have made it over here. You can too. Tony Robbins, an abused kid, all his life from an abusive mother, has made it over here. You can too, but not if you are so busy struggling with your struggles. So Tiffany, go ahead and share the PDF so everyone has it on here. And then of course, we'll post it on the Facebook group and the workplace and all the other places, but we'll go ahead and share that now. And show up. show up, because one of the things that again, 900 people in our group, and now when I look at the amount of the people in attendance, it really is troublesome to me. But I, you know, I have on my whole big to-do list, how can we get these numbers up? Because one of the things that people in my care, if they're over here, it really bothers me. They got to come over here and show up when you see opportunity. Like I did a whole thing on LinkedIn, and I keep sending it out. I spend 4, 5, 6 weeks now. In total, I've only had about 180 people attend that. Tomorrow, if you're available at 10 a.m., there's one I'm doing here. I'm going to share this with you. Okay, folks, here we have Sue Brook. Good to see you. Sue is she travels the country, and then you've got to go to my channel, the Inside Out Agent as well. But I'm going to share this link here with you. Watch this, Tiff. You're going to be so proud of me. Watch this, because you can register here also tomorrow. Alignable is unbelievable where it's growing and what have you. I'm going to hit stop share. Okay, I said, watch, Tiff, you're going to be impressed. And let me stop share. Hold on one sec. Okay, let me get out of here. Bingo, stop share, chat. Here we go. Watch, Tiff. If you can copy this too and put it with the other. But I would encourage you to join me tomorrow with Sue Brook. Her approach to social media, I just was so impressed when I attended it. And I'm always seeking, so I find these people. And LinkedIn webinar that I did, I found that guy. He's the one that prompted me to build that channel, Real Power Programs for Real Estate Professionals. But it's amazing how few people show up, but they're so busy struggling with their struggles. One of the people that I was talking about that kind of got irritated with me and ended our Zoom call, and if they're on here, they know how much I love them, and we've talked after that and all that. And this is not a reminder that we had that difference, but so we're all in this together. We're all in this together. We're not, no one's at a different level. If you were in my course, you know, at the GPS group where I divided everybody up and by numbers and everyone went, and I said, we're not a number, right? We're all the same, no matter what level we are, what income bracket. But always be seeking, always get out there, keep putting new things in your head. You got the mindset, which is the most important, because nothing happens if you don't have that mindset. Everything is bad. Then you've got to have, definitely got to have the skill set. You know, that's what I'm talking about for tomorrow, skill set. Then you've got to have that will set, right? You've got to you got to will to make it happen. So, but if you don't show up like you are this morning for things, please take your CRS. For those that are on here, certified residential specialist. You know, if you look at the statistics, how can you not take it, right? So show up for all these things. Stop struggling with your struggle. Make a plan, like he said. Go for it. Set up your life to win. Every Sunday, Deep brought it up yesterday, how it's even, you know, here's a guy who's very successful compared to so many other people in the business, but yet he set up that little thing about blocking his 30 minutes every Sunday and planning his life, because he's setting his life up to win. Because I don't want you on that side of that income chart. I want you in the top. I want you on that top 10% of the people. So stop struggling with your struggles, set up your life to win, and let's do this together. We're all in it together. And so with that, let's open it up. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow for the Alignable 1-hour presentation by Sue Brook. Please go to my site, the Inside Out Agent. You can get it from that link there. Like it, subscribe to the channel. I've got some great people lined up for that. Having a ball, having a blast. I met another person yesterday. I don't know. It's amazing how it just comes to you when you set your life up to you know, in a certain way. The people that come to you, like Sue Brook, the way it happened. It was very interesting. So anyway, let's open it up. and ahas, takeaways, and whatever else you got.
Hey, Fred, it's Maria. I registered for that, like I register for everything, because
Fantastic.
feeding my mind, I constantly do it. And during that little clip, it was the take action part. My struggle of struggles is I feed it, I internalize it, I can feel it. And then I take action, I make calls, I get a good call. And why do I stop at that one? I like celebrate on that one call for way too long. And then I go back into my head and do the stupid busy stuff. It's crazy.
All of us.
And I know it.
Yep. And Maria, what we got to realize is you are not the exception. You're the rule. I do the same thing after all these years. Tony Robbins says it. He does the same thing. Frank McKinney had to write his 7th book because when he told me the night he was filming, when I went there at 4 o'clock in the morning down to where he was filming the introduction to the book and the little movie clip and stuff, where he drove through this fiery thing. And when he said that night, when he was sharing with the group, and he says, one sentence, he says, what motivated me to do this is to try to figure out my life, why I can't stay consistent. Well, this guy, he's built 45 multi-million-dollar mansions at an average sales price of $14 million, has villages in Haiti, has run the Badwater Marathon, and he still is not consistent. But what we have to do is we're creators, and that's the only time we're satisfied, is just keep creating new and creating energy. Just like those little kids, they're never satisfied. They got to run around the room one more time. And that's who we really are. So as you get into that and creating energy like you're doing right now in your physical body, it'll keep coming. But we're all the same. We're all in it together. Thank you for sharing and being vulnerable in that.
Hey, Fred, one of the
Yes, sir.
one of the things you brought up right now is talking about creation. And I think Emily posted, sorry, I'm not calling you out, but I'm reading your thing here about the mindset shift. And something to consider is, living in a consumer society, right? We take so much, we consume so much, and that's even good stuff. The stuff we share, you see on YouTube and the positive, we shove our heads so full of things. But where we get stuck a lot of times is we get stuck in production. We get stuck in being creators of whatever it is. Now, in this particular group, the concern is we only measure our production or our success by how much real estate production we have. But if you step back and take a more holistic look at your life, and if you got on my call a couple of weeks ago, we talked about the 4 different areas. Look at where you are producing. Are you producing in your health and physical fitness? Are you producing in your relationships? Are you producing in your spirituality? Are you producing obviously in your business? And I guarantee you, when you're stuck here, number one, go back and look across your 4 areas, see where maybe you are consuming, and switch that the consuming into production. It could be something so simple as I'm going to, I forgot who was just talking. I'm going to go make a phone call. That's a production. You reached out to somebody. I'm going to go take a 5-minute walk. That's a production. So when you get stuck, one of the tricks I like to use is look at my areas. My gosh, I'm consuming too much, even too much positive. Tony Robbins, I'm using him as an example. What are you doing? Go produce a little bit, and then you'll get your energy flowing again, and you're going to find your balance back in. So Thanks, Fred, for bringing up that concept of consuming and creating.
Yeah, very, very important. And to people talk about balance, right? You have balance in your life. Balance is important. It definitely balance, but the other, only you know you, right? And what Maria just shared, that's every single one of us on this call. And what we got to do is not let that be the rule of our lives, because, like you just said, all the other stuff that you're doing, so you're so right. And Sael, okay, you got it. Okay. She said that link took her to the channel. That interview with Sue Brook, that little 2-minute clip, below that is the link to the class tomorrow if you want to take the class on Alignable. By the way, I can't
got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Alignable is really interesting. It's a lot different than LinkedIn, by the way, on that same website, take the LinkedIn webinar. That's 90 minutes. Let me tell you something. That guy actually picks apart, not picks apart, but tells them why. We had a luxury broker on that webinar, and said, well, look at my profile. And like, I thought I was good on LinkedIn, and this guy got a hold of it. Oh my gosh, LinkedIn is between LinkedIn and Alignable, it's all about building a network. So those 2 webinars on that channel, and please, everybody on there, please like and subscribe to that, because if I can get over 100, I can then start customizing my channel, and they're fairly new. And that Inside Out Agent, you know, the same way. So, but that Alignable and LinkedIn webinar is very, very valuable. And you're going to get a handout tomorrow when you register. And Sue Brook, when I took her course, it was one of the best social media understanding and understanding the why and the what more than the how, because we get so consumed with the how at social media. It's all about the why and the what, and then that moves you to the how to get this done. As a matter of fact, she was a big inspiration of those channels I did, my Instagram that I've heated up because of her. So don't miss that tomorrow. And it'll replay, but you know, live is always a lot better to participate. All right, anybody else?
By the way, Fred, the class that you had, I think it was a month ago, on the one on LinkedIn was excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I got a lot of, I mean, some people have really gotten a lot of business and you find people from college, you find people from, yeah, just watch it. It's 90 minutes. It's powerful.
Yes, but in fact, I share that with my daughter. My daughter just started college and she just created her LinkedIn, and that really helped her.
Mm-hmm.
So it was great.
Yeah, there's a lot you can do on there.
Thank you.
All right, anybody else? All right, boy, that's a quiet group there. Look at Gabby. Look at Gabby, everyone, in Boston. So serious, so good, intense. I love it. Hey, Gabby, what's the weather in Boston?
Currently, I think we're up to like 22 degrees. So it's nice. I only have a long sleeve on, no sweatshirt or anything like that. I got my first closing of the year tomorrow. I got 2 closings next week. So it's good. The cold weather.
Oh, fantastic. Good for you. Wow. Good for you, girl.
Excited.
But Claire, is it 43 where you are? Wow. I'm so glad I'm in South Florida, not North Florida.
Yeah,
Wow.
Gabby, that's what I don't miss about Boston.
Woo.
Cold.
Yeah, this is a heat wave. It's going to get up to 50 on Saturday and sunny. So it's going to be like t-shirt weather.
Cool. Good for you. You got a bunch of sales going and some good weather. Good for you. All right. Marielle, what's on the wine list today? Look at Marielle's wine collection. By the way, Marielle's a wine connoisseur. She's traveled the world. She actually was a taster in France, right? We got some real talent on here. You know what? Maybe on the after party, I don't want to take Daryl, whoever takes the after party, I don't want to steal your thunder, but maybe we ought to talk about some of the personal interests everyone has. Marielle, just quickly in 30 seconds, tell them about your wine history.
Oh my, well, no, it all started because at home, my father introduced us to the wines little by little in the formal tables.
What age did he start you?
12, 14.
Culture.
But it was a privilege to be able to try a little wine. And then, you know, things grew. And then I went to and lived in France for a year. In 2016, I went to the Cordon Bleu, to the wine and management program. And then it developed even more because I still get certified in different regions of the world that produce wines. And it's not only the drinking, it's the culture.
Yeah, the culture
makes you understand people more and better. And it's super rich.
It's amazing when she was explaining to me everything it's into it, because and again, you don't appreciate it if you're not there, like the arts, but she was telling me about everything goes into a wine tasting. It's not just a taste. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. That's fantastic.
Very